The Farm Bill is a massive multi-billion-dollar law renewed every 5 years, shaping not just agriculture, but what Americans eat, how land is used, and even public health. Despite its name, it's the backbone of both farm support and food assistance, with about 80% of its funding going to nutrition programs like SNAP. The rest funds crop insurance, commodity supports, conservation, and research, creating a tense alliance between rural and urban interests. The 2018 Farm Bill cost $428 billion over 5 years. The next one could hit $1.5 trillion in a decade. These decisions impact farmers' livelihoods, food affordability, and the environment. The Farm Bill is a statement of national priorities, balancing support for commodity crops, nutrition, and conservation. It's a case study in legislative complexity, compromise, and the influence of powerful interests. The Farm Bill began as a New Deal response to the Great Depression and Dust Bowl, stabilizing farm prices and conserving land. Over time, it expanded, adding nutrition programs like food stamps in the 1960s, forging a rural-urban political alliance. The 1970s pushed "get big or get out," fueling large-scale commodity farming. The 1980s farm crisis brought conservation programs like the Conservation Reserve Program, recognizing agriculture's environmental impact. By the 1990s and 2000s, the bill shifted from direct price supports to subsidized crop insurance and risk management. The 1996 Freedom to Farm Act tried to decouple payments from production, but market crashes led to new subsidies. Today, crop insurance dominates, mostly benefiting large farms and major commodities. Critics argue this discourages crop diversity and favors the biggest players. The Farm Bill's evolution reflects changing priorities: economic stability, nutrition, trade, and now sustainability. Its complexity mirrors the challenges of modern agriculture and food policy. The Farm Bill is divided into 12 titles, but 4 dominate: nutrition, crop insurance, commodities, and conservation. Nutrition, mainly SNAP, takes about 80% of the budget, supporting millions of low-income Americans. Crop insurance and commodity titles form the farm safety net, protecting against price drops and disasters, costing over $70 billion in 5 years. Critics say these programs mostly help large farms and a few crops. Conservation gets about 6% of funding, paying farmers to adopt eco-friendly practices like cover cropping and land retirement. These programs are popular but underfunded compared to commodity supports. The Farm Bill's structure highlights the tension between production and sustainability. The Farm Bill shapes what's grown and what we eat, heavily subsidizing corn, soy, wheat, cotton, and rice. These subsidies make processed foods and cheap meat abundant, while fruits and vegetables get little support. Crop insurance and commodity programs mostly benefit the largest farms, fueling consolidation and making it tough for small, diverse operations. This system encourages monocultures, leading to soil degradation, water pollution, and biodiversity loss. Conservation programs try to offset these harms, but their funding is dwarfed by production incentives. The result? A food system rich in cheap calories, but with hidden costs to health and the environment. The Farm Bill's paradox is clear. It funds both the causes and the cleanup of agricultural problems. It remains the central battleground for debates over sustainability and equity in our food system. The Farm Bill is shaped by powerful lobbying from agribusiness, commodity groups, and food corporations, often prioritizing their interests over public health and the environment. Drafted by agriculture committees dominated by farm state lawmakers, the bill's details are heavily influenced behind closed doors. Crop insurance profits private companies, while cheap commodity crops benefit food processors and meat packers. The Urban-Rural Alliance, farm subsidies for rural lawmakers, SNAP for urban ones, holds the bill together, but is always under strain. Recent fights over SNAP and work requirements are rising issues in current debates. The next Farm Bill's direction will decide if it continues to favor industrial agriculture or shifts toward a more sustainable, equitable food system. Ultimately, the Farm Bill determines whose interests shape what ends up on America's plate.